just to answer this question because I've seen it and I was like, I'm just gonna take it as an opportunity to educate and like just spread awareness of the difference between having, now I know people are going to be like, all parents worry about their children, right? And I'm going to stamp my foot right down and be like, you don't have a clue. Like, until you are a parent of a child that has got high level needs, you don't have a clue. Like, I have got a child, Lily, that will be absolutely fine when I'm not here. It'll be heartbreaking leaving her and all that same sort of stuff, and I'll worry about her and everything, but I know that she will survive, and I know that she'll have people understand her and blah, 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 blah. With Max, completely different. So I don't know what Max's future is like gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be able to talk. I don't know if he's gonna be able to communicate. I don't know if he's just gonna stop developing and he's gonna be this age, but in an adult body. And if I'm being 100% honest, that's the biggest fear of my whole life, is that I am no longer here, and the inevitable is that his sister is probably gonna have to step up. It breaks my heart to think it, but I can't be here. I'm not immortal, I can't be here forever. So my reality is, sorry, I get so emotional when I talk about the reality of this, but I know that this video will really resonate with so many parents on my page. My life is very unpredictable. I don't know what my future holds. I don't know if my son will wake up one day and just start developing and start talking and my life's gonna change, and or I will be his carer for the rest of my life. And I don't mind, and I've came to terms with all of it. But one thing that I haven't came to terms with just yet is and I don't think any parent will, this is such a hard subject to talk about, and it's such a hard subject to answer in the comments when I get comments like this, because it is very triggering. Most people that have children like Max really struggle with their mental health because you're in fight or flight mode every single day anyway, dealing with, you know, life's challenges, bringing up children that have got disabilities, but then you have got that constant pit in your stomach every single day of the future and, you know, what life is going to be like. Maybe I punish myself, and that's probably why I don't want a relationship with someone, because I know what my role is in life. God, I didn't think I would get emotional answering this. And it's to be the best mum. So the reason I do TikTok, and the reason that I, you know, put myself out there time and time again while getting trolled heavily, the reality is to make as much money as I can. I always say I've found something that I can provide for my children. I can make the most happiest memories. I can take them on the most amazing holidays every year, and I can save my ass off to provide a financial security for my children when I am not here. Like, that's why I do what I do. Everybody does TikTok and does, you know, social media for very different reasons, and my reason is very different probably to everyone else's. So yeah, anyway, I have had to put things in place for when I am no longer here, which is so difficult. I'm 38 years old. Like, I'm not like, do you know what I mean? I'm still quite a young woman, and I'm terrified of anything happening to me before I'm old. But you never know what's around the corner, and I know that all too well. So, you know, putting things in place when you're a SAM parent, life insurances, and making sure your children have got, you know, bank accounts with money in it, and savings accounts and all these stuff. This is what I've been doing the past 2 years, and people probably look and think, oh God, she doesn't have a clue what she's doing. She's out there doing X, Y, and Z and buying herself bloody handbags and stuff like that. It's nice to have nice things, and I've got to live in the moment. I can't scrimp and save every single penny that I earn and put it away and not live life in the moment where I'm here. I've got to have some sort of joy in life, and if that's taking myself in to buy myself a designer handbag, then guess what, I fucking will do it. So just to answer the question, I don't know, and no one can tell me, and no professional can tell me, and I live every single day like most parents that have children with additional needs with severe anxiety, every single day, because we don't know what our life is going to be like, and some days are good and some days are bad, and some days you're just like, oh, this is life, and some days you just get overwhelmed with reality. Things like, you know, worrying if his behaviours are going to stay the same, how I'm going to physically manage to, you know, look after him. That's the biggest fear in my life, and I don't have the answer to that, but living with that every single day is, unless you've experienced it, probably the biggest torture you can ever live. And it's not to feel sorry for me, because I'm quite happy in my life. I get emotional when I talk about this because it is my biggest fear, and if you were talking about your biggest fear, you would get emotional too. But I want to show people that don't have a clue about living with children with a disability, that what it's really like for the parents. Because inevitably every single day this year for 2026, I have babied Max for a very long time, and the realisation of him now going into, he's going to be 7 in April, of being looked upon as, he's quite a big child now, is bigger, and not, some of his behaviours not being, you know, looked upon in that same way. 2026, my promise to myself is to teach him things and try and learn him life skills, so that when I am no longer here, he can survive without me. Do you know what I mean? And next year, I've really enjoyed this year, just, you know, babying him and just, and I always will, but I really need to teach him to live without me, because inevitably that is what a SEN parent's job is to teach your child to live as independently as you can when you are no longer here. Because inevitably, when I am no longer here, my sibling, my little brother and Lily are probably going to have so many hard decisions to make in their life, and I want to just make their life as easy as possible. So what a deep conversation, but it's a true conversation, and it's my reality. And sometimes people can come on this app and think, oh, Steph's got it all, she's got bloody designer handbags and a nice car and a nice house and stuff, but life is so much more than that, and that this is my reality every single day. And just because I don't come on and talk about it every single day and advocate every single day for it, it doesn't mean that it's not my reality, because that is my reality. This is my reality every single day, thinking about it. So anyway, I hope that clarifies it. I hope it clears it up for some people in the comments, because there's so many people asking things about Max, like, will he ever talk and stuff, and the answer is I don't know. I don't know. I pray every day, like you would not believe, please, God, let him speak. It's my only wish, because life would be easier if he could communicate verbally. But yeah, I hope that helps. We just don't know.